We'll enjoy some sunshine later today. In Little Rock, the current temperature is 43. It's 42 currently in Stuttgart. We've got 30s and low 30s. In fact, in parts of northern Arkansas, it's going to be cold all day long. We're not going to warm up much. In fact, your forecast for today only takes us to 54. And it's pretty breezy outside. Those northwesterly winds, 10 to 25 miles per hour, that's going to be common all day long, and that makes it feel like we're in the upper 40s, even lower 50s. Now, sunrise coming up at 7:16 this morning. Here's what we're tracking. Heading into the weekend, temperatures actually get colder, which means yet again, we're probably going to have to take care of those plants or any sensitive vegetation. A freeze looks likely this weekend, both days. But as we take a look ahead to our spring break forecast, we're going to start to see things warm back up. I think you're going to like it. It's coming up in about 13 minutes.
Well, those Arkansas Razorbacks are moving on to dance another day. They beat Illinois yesterday afternoon to advance to the next round. Coach Eric Musselman spoke some about how his team stepped up yesterday, especially when it came to their shooting.
22 for 29 from the foul line, shooting 76% in a big game, a winner or go home game. John Daly will be happy. He gives me texts after every game about our free throw shooting. So I'm sure John will give me a positive text tonight.
Well, here's what they get as a reward. A meeting with the #1 team in the region. That's Kansas. That game will be right here, though, on THV 11 tomorrow at 4:15 p.m. And coming up in about 20 minutes, THV 11's Tyler Cass will be breaking down the big win and previewing their next matchup against the defending national champions. In a THV 11 update this morning, Central Arkansas Water plans to expand its low-income household water assistance plan, meaning more financial relief for customers struggling with their water and sewer bills. This will allow households who meet the federal low-income guidelines to qualify for a credit of up to $2,000 on both their water and wastewater bills. Now, to qualify for the relief funds, water services must be in your name. You have to be at or below the income requirements of the program or already receiving benefits like LIHEAP, SNAP, or SSI.
It's a statewide program, which means that all of the Central Arkansas water customers in all of our 18 communities qualify.
Now, the application for those who do qualify is now up and running. And Benton City Council has approved new rates for public utilities. This is for water, wastewater, and electricity. Benton Utilities say the average customer will see an increase of $15 a month for these combined. The increase will help the utility company get out of the red and allow for upgrades to infrastructure and equipment. Meanwhile, Attorney General Tim Griffin is filing a motion asking the public service, one second, let me find this script for you guys, asking the public service to, I'm gonna find this script, we're having some technical difficulties. Meanwhile, Attorney General Tim Griffin is filing a motion asking the Public Service Commission to investigate Summit Utilities. Now, this comes as a federal judge is assigned to take over the lawsuit against the company. Wake Up Central's Ashley Godwin has the latest.
Attorney General Tim Griffin is one of the latest coming forward to ask for accountability from the natural gas company, opening his own investigation into the unusually high bills. Now, he is asking the Public Service Commission to investigate.
We've made some progress on some fronts. We've identified some issues, but it's not done yet.
Earlier this year, the AG opened an investigation into Summit Utilities after he received several complaints of outrageous bills. 3,000 people came forward with the same story.
What we found is a series of individuals, we didn't know how many, who had paid their bill under the old CenterPoint system, and when it transitioned to the new Summit system, their payment was nowhere to be found on the bill.
Now, he's asking the Public Service Commission to step in to do their own investigation on how much Summit is paying for the natural gas and their billing practices.
Ultimately, no one should pay for gas that they're not using.
This comes as the class action lawsuit filed earlier this month moves to federal court. Judge Billy Roy Wilson has taken over. According to Scott Pointer, the attorney suing Summit, the judge will decide whether or not to continue the temporary restraining order that allows Summit customers to stop paying their bills for 14 days. The judge has not scheduled a hearing yet. We are told the judge will decide that after reading both briefs from the parties. Back to you.
Now, the Attorney General says natural gas has gone up 35% in the past year. He also says there are more than 160,000 Summit customers in Arkansas who have been impacted by these bills. Taking a closer look, several major U.S. banks are giving a multi-billion-dollar lifeline to another regional bank that was at risk of failure. U.S. stocks soared Thursday after 11 major U.S. banks injected $30 billion into California-based bank First Republic. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen negotiated the First Republic rescue plan with J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon and other banking executives. Now, it came the same day. Yellen also again tried to reassure Americans that, quote, our banking system is safe.
This week's actions demonstrate our resolute commitment to ensure that our financial system remains strong and that depositors' savings remain safe.
Some experts say it's not yet clear if these recent bank rescues are enough to restore that confidence. And the showdown between the United States government and TikTok continues this morning. The Biden administration has issued an ultimatum to the popular video sharing app, telling them to part ways with this Chinese-based owned parent company or face a nationwide ban over national security concerns. The White House is now demanding the app's Chinese parent company ByteDance sell its stake. The Chinese embassy said, though, the decision is based on politics more than facts. TikTok has been a target of American politicians, but the popular app remains legal to use. Casey Decker with our Verified team reports on whether a new proposal in Congress could change that.
Sometimes it seems like the only thing as popular as TikTok is trying to ban TikTok. For years, lawmakers have feared that because the app is owned by a Chinese company, it could give the Chinese government influence over American users and access to their data. A bipartisan group of senators just introduced a bill they say is designed to address those concerns, and the Biden administration endorsed it. But could it actually result in a nationwide TikTok ban? Let's verify. Our sources: Senate Bill 686, Senator Mark Warner, the White House, the Department of Commerce, and the Department of Justice. The bill is called the Restrict Act, and it doesn't explicitly ban TikTok, but it makes such a ban possible. It instructs the Secretary of Commerce to investigate any information technology or communications companies that are owned or could be influenced by foreign adversaries to see if they pose a national security threat. Then it gives the Secretary broad authority to mitigate any dangerous transactions. So we can verify, yes, a bill currently in Congress could result in a ban on TikTok. But there are a lot of steps to get there. First, it has to pass the Senate and the House and be signed into law by the President. Then the Secretary of Commerce would have to choose to investigate TikTok specifically, find that it poses a threat, decide the best course of action would be a ban, and successfully defend that ban against legal challenges. As for how a ban would be implemented, we don't know for sure, but one option could be making it illegal for any American company to do business with TikTok. That would force Apple, Google, and others to remove it from their app stores. TikTok, for its part, says a ban would be a bad idea, calling it an act of censorship on its American users. Some lawmakers say they don't support a ban, but would like some restrictions on TikTok, which this bill could also allow. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Well, today is World Sleep Day, and a study in the Journal of Sleep Research shows just how common sleep disorders are for people hospitalized with long COVID. Now, half reported struggling with insomnia, even for those without long COVID. The pandemic has robbed Americans of their beauty rest. In a 2022 survey, nearly a third said they experienced sleep disturbances since COVID began. Now, that's down from 56% the year before. It's described as COVID-somnia. And Priya Matthew shared her battle.
I mean, I couldn't work for a month at least. Any little task was took way too much energy. Just taking a shower, I had to rest for, 3 hours after that.
Doctors say it's a good idea to consult a sleep specialist because insomnia may reveal other health issues like sleep apnea. Well, let's head over to Scott Colbert with the one thing we need to know about the weather today.
Yeah, it was tough for a lot of folks to sleep last night with those thunderstorms moving through. The good news is those are pushing off to our east and on the backside of that weather system. Today we enjoy some colder temperatures, 54 in Little Rock, 52 your high in Hot Springs. Russellville climbs to 53 degrees. And I know it's cloudy outside right now, but we do expect mostly sunny afternoon. We'll take a look at that forecast as well as what's going to be a pretty chilly weekend. Those details and more coming right up.
Scott, thank you. We're also taking a live look out in Hot Springs where people are preparing for the small but mighty shortest St. Patrick's Day parade ever.
I think it looks like McKaylin's the only person in the parade lineup. It's a pretty cool parade. Hey, how about this? This is going to be I-30 at the 430 interchange coming out of Saline County. We're noticing more and more of those cars on the roads, which is pretty normal for this time of the morning. No accidents, though. That's the good news. As you start your day, you should have a pretty average drive time. You might want to let those cars warm up a little bit, and don't forget the coats as you head out the front door. We'll take a look at your forecast coming up. Right now, it is 6:11. Wake Up Central's back in just 2 minutes.